Hi, BooTube. Oh my god. I was supposed to record earlier, but I wasn't feeling well. Straight up food poisoning sucks. But anyway, what you call it? This is my reaction rant to Legends of Tomorrow. Oh my god, I can't even remember the name. See, being sick sucks. People shouldn't be recording when they're sick, but I am so far behind already. Like, I am 2 episodes, like I said in the previous videos, for either Supergirl or The Flash, one of the two. I am far behind. The new seasons of Legends, Supergirl, Arrow, and The Flash all already had their second episodes, with the exception of Arrow, because Arrow's second episode is literally premiering tonight. So, yeah, I'll most likely, I'll watch that. Hopefully, maybe I'll get, like, a actual live reaction to it. Maybe. And, but yeah, that's like 7 damn videos. And don't even get me started on Walking Dead, because I had a serious corruption of videos. I actually, the actual legitimate video that was not corrupted was part 2, I think, of episode 5 of season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead. Everything else got corrupted. And by the time my equipment was no longer messed up, Fear the Walking Dead season 3 is over. So I got like the rest of episode 5 up until episode 16. But anyway, this is Legend of Tomorrow, season 3, episode 1, titled Aruba-Con, I believe. I remember last we saw them, they landed in Los Angeles, where there are buildings from different time periods and dinosaurs roaming about. And apparently, in LA, the Legends managed to encounter Rip. Last time we saw Rip, he decided Sarah was going to be captain, he has no place there anymore, but apparently Rip created a team of people called the Time Bureau. Not really a team, but like a shitload of people. He created what apparently he calls the Time Bureau, to basically replace the Time Council. Because remember, in that Brave Heroics, if you guys still haven't watched Legends, spoiler alert, Captain Cold was part of their team, Snart, and he basically sacrificed himself to pretty much destroy the entire Time Council, because they're corrupted and shit. But anyway, he created the Time Bureau to replace that council, and he's having all his agents fix all the anacronyms, which include, like, the dinosaurs and the buildings that just don't belong. And he's basically, like, telling the rest of the team, I don't need you guys anymore. You guys are officially off the case. You guys are free to live your lives. Basically, he disbanded the Legends, right? He created the Time Bureau, and he disbanded the Legends. But anyway, apparently we get, like, a flash forward, because apparently it's 6 months later since the disbanding of the Legends, and the former members are all trying to live normal lives. But obviously they're missing their previous adventures, with the exception of Stein, who's living happily with his family. Apparently his daughter, remember when his daughter was an acronym? She didn't exist before. But yeah, she's pregnant. So Stein's having a happy life. He gets to be with his wife, his daughter, and now his daughter's apparently pregnant, so he's gonna be a grandpa. And Mick's having the time of his life, because remember at the end of season 2, he was the one that said, let's go to Aruba. And guess where he is now? 6 months later since the disbanding. Aruba. Relaxing. That is until, apparently, in Aruba, while Mick was relaxing, he encounters Julius Caesar. And so he ends up capturing Julius Caesar and ends up communicating with Sarah, who then communicates with Ray and Nate. And they go on a little quest to pretty much prove that the Legends are, you know, worth their time, you know, to the Bureau, and obviously to Rip, because he's the one who disbanded them, right? But anyway, when they delivered Julius Caesar, apparently, you know, they got Julius Caesar, they brought him back to the Bureau, but, apparently they delivered the wrong man, and because of that, they instantly get dismissed by Rip, and of course, there is the whole... We see Mick, we see Sarah, we see Ray, and we see Nate. But we still haven't seen Jax or Stein. Even though technically I just revealed what happened to Stein. But we didn't even see Amaya. Because remember, last time we saw Amaya, she was in a relationship with Nate. We see Nate, and we saw him dating, trying to, like, have a normal life, but we see him dating a different girl. Right? So what happened to Amaya? Jax probably hung out with his family, but probably got bored and missed his life too. And like I said, Stein living happily with his family and his now pregnant daughter. But Jax manages to convince Stein to go back to the team. And they, from what I remember, they did manage to capture the real Caesar. And Rip gets wind of this, and he's demanding, give me Caesar. Deliver him to the Bureau. And let us fix this anachronism. And of course, the Legends choose to ignore, because they're like, no, we captured Caesar. We get to do what we want with him. We get to restore all that shit, right? And so the Legends like, screw you, Rip. We captured Caesar. We're gonna bring his back. We're gonna bring his ass back to back to his time, right? So they leave with Caesar intact to restore history themselves. But of course, this is the Legends. That never really goes according to plan. Because at one point, Nate, when they arrive there in Rome, Nate has this book called the Roman History Book, which is a stupid thing to be carrying around in front of Julius Caesar. Because it doesn't matter how many times you Men in Black wipe his memories, because apparently the Time Bureau, and now the Legends themselves have the technology, they have they have some sort of like memory wipe thing, kind of like the Men in Black. If you haven't seen Men in Black, they have this little pen-looking device in Men in Black where it's like a little red light, you look into it and flashes you, and basically your memory's wiped, and whoever wiped your memories gets to put whatever they want in their head, right? So, apparently the Time Bureau has their own technology similar to that, which of course the Legends took. Hang on for a sec. I thought I saw something. But anyway, Nate being dumb. I mean, for a smart guy, that was pretty dumb to have a book of Roman history literally in front of Caesar. Because we all know what happens to Julius Caesar, If you guys don't know history, Julius Caesar ends up being stabbed by all his friends that betray him and all that shit. You remember that? You remember that? Julius Caesar gets with Cleopatra. How many kids? I know he has a kid with Cleopatra. Was it just one kid with Cleopatra? Or was it more than one? I know there's definitely at least one kid with Cleopatra. But, he gets stabbed in the back multiple times with all his friends. Yeah, that was in the book, which Caesar stole from Nate. Nate being dumb enough to put a Roman history book in front of Caesar's knowingly eyes. Even though they technically, Men in Black wiped his memory, he still saw the damn book. It was like right in his face because Nate was literally standing next to Caesar with the book wide open with a picture of him being assassinated basically by all his friends. It's like, dumbass. Close the book or at least hide the title. Something so he doesn't look at the damn book, right? So apparently Caesar swipes the book from Nate and he plans on using it to obviously prevent his assassination because he saw the damn picture in the book because Nate had it wide open. Even though Caesar already had his memory wiped, Nate had the stupid he had the stupid Roman history book right in front of him. And two, he had it wide open with a picture of his assassination. So obviously Caesar's like, what is this? I'm gonna die? And all that stuff, right? So, yeah. He steals the book to prevent his own assassination and to conquer the world, basically. And, the Bureau, having learned of this, arrives and seizes the operation. And of course, one of the Bureau people, I believe her name was Agent Sharp, she ends up being captured by Caesar, which pretty much leads to Rip, which pretty much convinces Rip to allow the Legends to help fix the anachronism. And they basically have a fight with frickin' Caesar and his little band of minions. I always call them minions. I never call them by the real thing, because, Yeah. But anyway, long story short, they successfully managed to defeat Caesar and his little band of miscreants. and they save Sharp, to the point where Rip tells Sharp, the legends can be useful. They mess things up, yes, but in the end they get the job done, right? So in a way, Rip was trying to tell Sharp that, they might not be the greatest group of bunch of people, but they can get the job done despite the screw-ups, right? But anyway, Rip does mention to Sharp that the legends can be useful in an upcoming threat concerning someone named Malice, and for the first time ever, I don't know that name. So I might actually do some research on that. But anyway, we do at the end find out what happened to Amaya, because she's the only legend member that has not appeared yet in the whole entire damn episode. But apparently Amaya left Nate. Well, I wouldn't say left Nate, but she just left to return back to 1942, and not just to go back to 1942, she went back to her home village, which is Zambesi, in 1942, and apparently there's some soldiers there that are trying to invade Zambesi and all that stuff, and Amaya just comes out of nowhere, and she looks drop-dead gorgeous in her traditional clothing wear. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's some beautiful outfit right there. But anyway, she ends up attacking the soldiers, who are supposedly the ones that destroyed her entire village, basically. So, unfortunately, Amaya is changing history, because, remember, Amaya is the grandmother of the present-day Vixen, Mari McCabe, who made an appearance in CWC, her own little series, animated series, and she ended up being an Arrow. Mari McCabe! And Amaya is the grandmother to Mari. And remember, everything that happened in Zambesi led to Mari. And Amaya just changed a crucial part of it, because one of the crucial things that happened in Zambesi was the fact that soldiers came in and destroyed the village. And Amaya just prevented that, basically. She basically created her own anachronism. So, kind of like how Stein interfered a little bit with his own life, which, in a way, brought anachronism, which is his daughter. So Amaya just did that, which kind of worries me, because what will happen to Mari now? Her own granddaughter, right? But anyway, that was an interesting episode. I thought Rip was being a little bit of a dick, but in the end, he's still Rip in there, so I'm glad about that. There was a moment where Sarah fought Julius Caesar and beat his ass and captured him, the real Caesar. And I thought that one of the funny parts was that when they had him captured and everything, he literally called Sarah an Amazon princess, a warrior princess, an Amazon warrior princess, and he wanted her to be by his side, kind of like a queen, to conquer the world, which I thought was freaking hilarious. Anyway, Nate, you done goofed. It could have been so simple, Then again, the legends, it's never simple, but still. If Nate didn't have that book, just right there while he was standing next to Caesar, this could have been prevented, not gonna lie. But anyway, this is my reaction rant to Legends of Tomorrow, Season 3, Episode 1, titled Aruba-Con. And I will have Arrow, Season 6, Episode 1, oh, that hurt. Episode 1, titled Fallout. Peace, BooTube.